Really? Internalize it? That's kind of crazy. Focus on you and your magic. Celebrities do some weird stuff. Clock it. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you are watching, this is Sunflower Speaks, and if you are only listening, this is Sunflower Speaks More, which is my podcast and also a continuation of my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can join my garden. My name is Sarah, aka Sunflower, and I am a 28-year-old student of life, and I love to talk about spirituality, self-development, and real raw topics. My goal is to be vulnerable and talk about topics that are applicable to our human experience. So, as you can see by the title, today's topic is comparison. I don't know about you, but this is something that I deal with. It has definitely gotten better over the years, but it's still there. And I feel like a lot of people try to say, oh, don't compare yourself, stop comparing yourself, but it's a natural thing. As people, especially people that live in a society where there is competition with organized sports and other aspects, we naturally compare. So my message isn't really to stop comparing yourself, but to realize the magic that you are. And that in turn should help with your comparison. A lot of times we hear that comparison is the thief of joy. I feel like it is the thief of joy, but it's the thief of a lot more. Comparison can be the thief of creativity, genuine confidence, productivity. Comparison just be in the way. So in a lot of my episodes, I ask you to stop and think about something. So I'm gonna do it again. Sorry. I want you to stop and think about the last time that you compared yourself to someone. What were you comparing and who were you comparing yourself to? And that doesn't have to be someone else. That could be a past version of yourself or the future version of yourself. So as you're thinking about when you compared yourself, what were you comparing? What made you start comparing yourself? As you think about what it is that you were comparing, I want you to ask yourself a few questions. Number one, is this thing, position, or quality that I'm comparing myself to attainable? Is it attainable? Number two, is this thing, position, or quality important to me? Is it actually important? Is it necessary? Number three, do I know exactly what it took for that person to get that quality, position, or thing? Do I know what they went through? Do I know their experience? The answer is no to that last one. That's really what I want you to focus on. Understanding that everyone's experience is different. So you might see something that you think that you want or that you think that you're ready for, and it turns out it's not what you think. Or you don't want what they went through to get whatever that thing is. There are a lot of things that you might see and think that you want or that you want to compare yourself to, but you really don't know what it took to get to that point. Or even if you do know, you don't know what that person has gone through. Unless you are using that comparison as fuel and as motivation, that's okay. I get that. Which leads me to my next point. Earlier I said that, in my opinion, comparison is the thief of creativity and productivity. Whenever you compare yourself, I know this is a huge statement to make, but that's almost like a slap in the face to your creator. Because just imagine your creator spends so much time on all of the little details about you and all of your evolution, all of your history, all of your freckles, all of your flaws, quote unquote, your design, just for you to get up and look around and wish that you were somebody else, or wish that you had something that someone else had. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. I mean, comparison is so natural, but it is a crazy concept on paper when you think about how much time was put into each of our creation. And not only who you are, but your talents. Literally, who cares about the next person? No shade. And that is why my message is to focus on you and your magic. When is the last time that you gave yourself kudos for something that you're good at? How much time and attention have you put into celebrating that and practicing that? I'm telling you, once you take your attention off of other people and what they got going on and what they can do, and you put that energy into yourself and your talents and where you are in life, you will absolutely feel so much better. You are literally magic. Believe me when I say that the energy in which worlds were created flows through you. If there's something that you don't like about yourself, you have all of the power and the time to change it, no matter what it is. Instead of comparing yourself, create that. Plus, you got all of this special magic in you that is specific to you. There is no one on this earth that is a copy and paste of you. That is your superpower. You were created one of one. You are one of one. Imagine you being one of one, comparing yourself to somebody else. This is why I say that comparison is the thief of creativity and productivity, because if you are focused on what someone else has going on, it's really hard to emphasize your power if you're locked in on what somebody else is doing or what someone else has. If you genuinely feel like someone has more XYZ than you, refer back to those questions that I asked in the beginning. Is what they have attainable? Because if it is, instead of comparing yourself, go get it. Is it even important to you? Sometimes we spend a lot of time focusing on things that are not important, and we don't stop to realize that they're not even important. Ask yourself, is it important? A lot of times, it isn't. If you think about how much time you have spent comparing yourself, it really makes you wonder how much time you've wasted. Or at least me. That's me. I mean, thank God I don't do what I used to do. I used to compare myself all day long. I was an insecure young woman for a while. I mean, I'm 28 now, and so I think that I stopped being so insecure when I was about 26. But I promise you, from age 7 until like literally 25, I was insecure. I would compare myself often. I don't know, I always felt awkward, and I didn't have anything special about me. I knew I was weird. I knew I was strange. I knew that I thought a little differently from my peers. And I don't know, that doesn't make a kid feel good to be different. It's only when you're an adult you realize how powerful being different really is. And so I love myself now. I don't compare myself as often at all. I think the most that I'll compare myself to is people's weight, because I am working on losing weight, and it's tough because I love me some food, but it's all about balance. And when I ask myself, is X, Y, and Z's weight attainable, the answer is yes. When I asked myself, is it that important to me, the answer was yes. So sometimes it will be important, but if it's attainable and it's important, why are you not getting it instead of comparing yourself? And as I say in every episode, this is me talking to you and talking to me. So if you find yourself comparing yourself, that it's okay. It's completely natural, but it's also avoidable. Comparison also can take away from you giving yourself your flowers. What I mean by that is, if you are comparing yourself to someone else's progress, you tend to forget how much progress you've made on your own. Comparison, it gets in the way. Another thing that I mentioned earlier in the episode is comparing yourself to yourself, to either the past version of you or the future version of you. That is probably the most common comparison that there is, and it probably happens the most often, at least it does with me, but it's also not fair. It's not fair. Okay, so think about it. The you that you are right now, you wouldn't be you without your past self, right? Can we agree on that? Okay. And your future you would not exist without the you right now. And we agree on that. Perfect. Now, before I go in, again, I am talking to myself as well as y'all. Why in the world are we making unfair comparisons? You in the past does not know everything that you know now. You in the past has not lived as much life as you have right now. So stop being so mean to you in the past. You needed that you to be you now. Why are we comparing ourselves to our younger selves? And this can go two ways. If you're comparing yourself to your younger self because your younger self was doing something insane, that's normal. Don't judge yourself and don't compare yourself to that version. That version of you is gone and didn't know any better. And if they knew better, obviously they didn't have the capacity to do better. So leave them where they are. Pay homage to that version, but leave them where they are. Now, on the other hand of that, if you are comparing yourself to your younger self, and let's say that younger self looked better or was healthier or was doing something better than what you're doing now, same story. Do not compare yourself to that version of you. That is taking you away from right now. That is taking you away from recreating that better right now. Being stuck in the past is a curse. I promise you, that is a prison. It is way too late for yesterday. It is way too early for tomorrow. You are stuck right here, right now. And that's a blessing. Comparing yourself to the past version of you, whew, that's all I did for a while. I felt like that was how I was able to measure my success or to measure my growth. Honestly, that was an excuse for me to do it more. I don't know. It was addicting to think of my past self and kind of like punish myself for my past mistakes. And remember earlier I told you I was a weird kid. I'm a weird adult. So I would judge myself for making myself a weird adult by starting out as a weird kid. I was weird. I was shy. I didn't know social cues or social confidence or anything. So I would constantly judge myself in the past and compare myself to how I am as an adult, which I'm still weird. Of course, I got better. I'm good at social cues. I can hold conversations. I'm halfway introvert, halfway extrovert. But instead of enjoying where I am now, I would compare myself to who I was in the past and I would judge myself. And that's no fun because I can't even go back in time and fix anything. So what's the point? Literally, what is the point? And even with drinking, I do, of course, compare myself to who I was when I was drinking all the time. My friends gave me an alter ego. They named my drunk self. That's nuts. So if you don't think that I compare myself to her sometimes, girl, I do. I absolutely do. And I'm working on it. And I hope you're working on it as well. No matter if you are looking at your past self with shame or you're looking at your past self wishing that you could be back. I'm telling you, comparison is the thief of not only joy, but creativity and productivity. Also, comparing yourself to the future version of you. That's just not fair because you know the future version of you is better than you are now. So unless you're using that as fuel, it can be very strong poison. I don't know who else is a perfectionist here. I have accepted that I suffer from a bit of perfectionism. That can hinder you from making any progress, because you are so stuck on a particular outcome, a perfect outcome, a perfect future version of you, that knowing that you're not there yet, it almost paralyzes you. It's really, really weird. I don't really know the psychological aspect of it, but I know that I experience that sometimes, and I'm really working on letting that go. Because I am 28 and I'm comparing myself to 40-year-old Sarah. 40-year-old Sarah? Really? How, Sway? Like, that's not even fair. That doesn't make any sense, but it happens. And when I say it out loud, it's like, girl, even with my business, I'm trying to build a business. I'm working on consistency and I'm working on a whole bunch of stuff. But when I think about the future me has already endured all of the things. The future me has already perfected emotional regulation. The future me has already been consistent and has built a name for herself and her brand. So me, sometimes comparing myself to her, I feel like I would be a disappointment to her. That is crazy. Don't do that to yourself. This is why in the present, I'm saying to be kind to the past version of you, because imagine your future self being ashamed of who you are today. That doesn't even make sense. That future version of you needs the you that you are today. You are the only one that can help build that future you. So comparing yourself to that future you is unfair and unrealistic. So if comparing yourself to a future or past version of you is ridiculous, imagine how crazy we sound comparing ourselves to other people. That's outlandish. But again, it's natural, as crazy as it is. Taking time to really focus on what it is that makes you magical can really help. And if you don't know offhand, that's okay. A lot of us were not taught how magical we are. A lot of us didn't hear that growing up. As I said earlier, you are one of one. You were created with all the specificities that you have on purpose. You were created with all of your gifts and your talents on purpose. All of those little designs that you call flaws, no, those were put there on purpose. You are extremely powerful. You are extremely special. You are extremely unique. I really want you to internalize that. You got to understand that when you compare yourself to someone else, that's taking your power away. Matter of fact, that's giving your power away. That's discrediting all the cool, fun, interesting, powerful things about you because you're focused on someone else, on their gifts, on their blessings, on their progress. That's nuts. That's crazy. I really try not to use that word because it's a little judgmental, but honestly, to be honest, we have to do better. And one step at a time, we will do better. But I know one thing's for sure. Comparing yourself, it gets you nowhere, especially in the age of social media. Are you kidding me? It's so difficult to not compare yourself, especially because of the fact that we see people's lives. We see what people eat for breakfast when they get a new job or move into a new place. We see all the highlights. We see the gym results. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Like, we have to understand that we see the end result. It's easy to compare the end result, but there is so much more that happens in between A and Z. You literally have B through X. No, wait. X, Y, Z. B through Y. Next time you want to compare yourself to someone, I want you to stop and think. I am doing the best with what I have right now. I wish them well. I'm going to build something better for myself. Period. That can apply to anything. So tap into that energy and I guarantee it will assist you in comparing yourself less. And I guarantee that will help you become a happier, more peaceful and confident version of yourself. All right, so that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, don't forget to subscribe so you can be part of my garden. My name is Sarah, aka Sunflower, and I will see you all soon in my next episode. All right, y'all. Peace.